Hey everybody, how you doing today? Vincent Guy here. Welcome to another week of workouts. This is Monday's weighted object workout. Today we have a 20-minute, as many rounds as possible workout. We've got 3 different movements, higher in rep numbers today, so let's go over each of those. First movement you're going to do will either be one of 2 different movements. It'll either be mountain climbers or high knees. If it's mountain climbers, we're going to count 30 of those. The mountain climber, of course, is done from a plank position here, just bringing your knees up to your elbows and just quick exchange of the feet, very dynamic movement there. So 30 mountain climbers or 30 seconds of high knees, which is essentially just running in place, staying on your toes, bringing your knees up nice and high and tall. So after 30 reps of that, we're going to go to the weighted object for your next 2 movements. So we're going to go down to 20 reps and we're going to go ground to overhead. So here's our weighted object. We're going to show the backpack again, of course, today. But again, of course, feel free to use whatever you've got or whatever you're using at home, whether it's a dumbbell or kettlebell. A lot of you guys have barbells. We're pretty much out of all the barbells here. So whatever you want to use for this, obviously with the rep range that we're using for the next 2 movements of weighted object, this is going to be something probably on the lighter side. Lighter weight, higher in repetition. So adjust your weight accordingly. Again, we're going to go ahead and demonstrate with the backpack here. So when we talk about ground to overhead, that can be done in one of 2 different ways. We can either do a clean and jerk, which means he's going to get in his nice tight setup position first. He's going to go ahead, he's going to clean that object up to his shoulders. From there then, a little bit of a dip and a drive, and he's going to go ahead and send it overhead. So clean and jerk is one way to get it from ground to overhead. 2 different distinct parts of that movement. The other way is going to be a snatch. Again, we're going to assume the same setup position. And in one big explosive movement, he's going to snap the hips, punch that bag up into the air, and lock it out. So your choice as to which you do, or a combination of the 2. You may start out with snatching the object, which will be fine initially, but then as you get further on, that might start to get a little bit heavier, a little bit more challenging, and then you may opt to go to clean and jerk. So a combination of the 2 is also fine for that. So after your 20 of your weighted object round to overhead, we're going to go to 30 weighted object sumo deadlift high pulls. So in that sumo deadlift high pull, we're going to get the object in this position here. Now, depending on how you grab this backpack or whatever your object is, kettlebell, sandbag, for example, will depend on sort of the height or the depth of your setup. So for this setup here, guy's got this bag pretty tall, so he's a little bit more upright here. From this position here, he's going to extend his legs, shrug his shoulders, and then lead with the elbows. Go down, tap that bag back down to the floor. Again, it's just a nice pop of the hip. We're going to keep the chest nice and upright here. We don't want to get too angled over, especially if you're using a little bit of a lower object. So if you were to take this and maybe grab it this way and grab the sides of that, please, guy. He's going to have to assume a little bit of a different setup here because he is lower to the floor. But again, notice his back is nice and tight and flat. His chest is up. He's going to extend the hips and legs first and then finish with that pull of the arms. Thank you. So 30, 20, 30 is your rep scheme on those movements. Of course, those will probably get broken up as you go because they are higher, but we want to get through as many rounds and reps as you can of that in 20 minutes worth. We do have a post log for you here. We're going to work on a little bit of hip and glute strength here. You're going to do 3 sets of these. Rest as necessary between sets or even between movements for that matter. We're going to start first with what we call a reverse plank. So guy's going to go ahead and hit a plank position, but he's going to be chest facing up. Fingertips can be facing forward or they can be facing back, depending on what is more comfortable or feels better for you here. But really, the idea here is to keep these hips elevated right up between the knees and the shoulders. We don't want to sag or droop there. Okay, we want to squeeze that butt really tight and pull that up again. You're going to kind of start to feel the hips and the glutes start to fire during this movement here. From there, then, we're going to go 30, 30, 30 of 3 different movements. That's 15 right side, 15 left side. So the first one's going to be the fire hydrant. So you're in this tabletop all 4 position, just lifting one leg straight out to the side, bringing that knee as high as you can. And 15 on one side, 15 on the other. The next movement will be the donkey kick. You're going to stay in the same position right here with your leg bent. You're going to go ahead and drive your heel up into the ceiling. Okay, again, nice, really big contraction through the hip and the glute. 15 and 15 there on reps as well. And then finally, we're going to go to a clamshell movement. So guy's going to lay on his side. You're not going to be on your elbow. You're going to be here. Knees are going to be bent at 90 degrees. And you're simply going to open your legs up like you're opening up a clamshell there. Okay? So those 3 movements, again, 3 sets of that, 15 on each, will be a real glute burner. I guarantee if you go through all that, you will all be very sore right here tomorrow. So enjoy this workout today, guys. Have fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.